The fairness doctrine being abolished is why Fox News and MAGA exists. Sort of. For those of you who don't understand what the fairness doctrine is, it was a policy that the right and the left had to sign off on before it could be broadcast on TV. That way nobody could say that there was a political bias one way or the other when it came out as news. Or if there was a big story that one side had really big feelings about, the other side would also be able to give their commentary. And the reason why it was called fairness is because we understood that before it went out on the air, that it was signed off on by left wing and right wing, so nobody has a bias in this. Now, the reason why I said kind of on this is because the fairness doctrine only applied to broadcast TV. It did not apply to things like cable. And since it was long before the internet, it didn't apply to that either. And what Kamala Harris wanted to do when she got into office was to establish a type of fairness doctrine that applied to everything, TV and the internet. So companies like Fox News or MSNBC, they would have to have a right-wing and left-wing commentator there that signed off on the story before it went out on the air. This could have saved Fox News billions of dollars when they were lying about Dominion voting machines. But the right wing really hates the fairness doctrine or anything like it because they think that they should have the right to lie on the air and on the internet. So Kamala ran on a platform saying that we needed something like the fairness doctrine again that should apply to everything so that we can start to trust our media again. And the right wing was like, bullshit. And then they started putting out a lot of propaganda saying that she was anti-free speech. And man, did that propaganda work, because I heard it from both sides. Oh, well, Kamala wants to get rid of free speech. No, she didn't. She just wanted to put together a bipartisan agency that made sure that news was news and not bullshit. But the right wing knows that if they cannot lie to their people and tell them things like litter boxes and bathrooms and your kids going off to school and coming back a different gender, then they do not have a platform to run on. They need that fear. They need those lies. And they know that nobody on the left would sign off on that. So they wouldn't be allowed to say it, or they would be fact-checked almost immediately after saying this is misinformation. Now, would that be limiting these people's speech not to be able to lie to their people? Maybe, but we would all be able to trust the media again. Saying things like, I saw this on the news, would actually mean something again. So to any right-wingers who may be watching this, do you want your news to lie to you, or do you want to know the truth? Because right now, a lot of right-wingers are trying to fight facts with fiction, and they say that my misinformation is just as good as your information. But a fairness doctrine would work your way too, because nobody on the left would be able to lie about Donald Trump or any of his cabinet members. You could feel comfortable knowing that anything that you read in the news was checked by somebody on the right. So until we can get our media reined in to tell the truth no matter what, we're always going to be at each other's throats because we're listening to bullshit. And sorry, right-wingers, yes, most of the bullshit is coming from the right, and the left are trying to combat it, and you get mad at us for pointing out the truth. During the presidential and vice presidential debates, both Trump and J.D. Vance got very irritated when they got fact-checked. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz did not. If they got fact-checked, they were like, okay, my bad. Right-wingers, wouldn't you want that kind of honesty from your people? Don't you want to know that what you're being told is real? So if you guys want to talk to your Congress people about this, be sure to write in or call in and say, we need some version of the fairness doctrine to come back for all media. I guarantee if something like that happens, there is going to overnight be a lot less division in this country.